So here I am walking west on 11.5 mile road. This is about where the road straightens back out and runs directly west again. So if we look back where we came from, see the road takes that turn to the right, which is to the south again, and wraps around, and that's where we have property on both sides of the road. Everything on this side of the road here is that 120 acre parcel, private land, and that goes all the way down on both sides. Both sides of the road from this point on are all private property. The property line, our west property line is down to the bottom of this hill and then back up probably 3/4 of the way to the top of it. And that's where we're headed right now. Okay, we're just about at the property line here, and I turned the camera on a little bit early. If you look out through there, another deer, a little fawn. You see him? I don't know if you can see him running, but got out there pretty darn quick, didn't they? So anyways, this is the property line right here. I'm going to take a look at what it looks like this direction. Kind of continues to go up a little bit of a hill. Like I say, the property on the right is a large parcel, privately owned. The property on the left would be the neighbor who to my west, which bought the other 80 acres from the gentleman that had 160 acres originally. And on the other side of him, there's a small 6-acre parcel, and then I think there's like a 60-acre parcel. So that 6-acre parcel is by far the smallest one in this area. The property to the north, or I'm sorry, to the south of our property, is another 120-acre parcel. So everything out here is basically large parcels, so you don't get a lot of traffic. It's very quiet, very peaceful. So anyways, this big tree right here is pretty much the property line. This has been surveyed here. As you can see, right here is the post. And there's actually a pin in the ground there somewhere. Right there's the pin, if you can see that. Right there behind the, I think it's my foot. So this has been surveyed here, and I can say that's looking straight south. And when I was talking about building the house or a cabin near the valley of that bowl, that is pretty much right straight through there and then to the left a little bit. So from here it'd be very easy to bring a drive in if you wanted. I mean, there's not a lot of big trees. You could clear a couple of the smaller trees and you could make a nice drive right out through there. You wouldn't have to make it straight shot. You can make it a little bit windy, which would be nice for people not looking right straight down your driveway. Anyways, I'm going to head back out to 11.5 mile road here and walk back towards our gate, which would be, I think there's some deer that ran across right here not too long ago, pretty fresh tracks. So right now we're walking down 11.5 mile road straight to the east. Our property is the one on the right here. As we're continuing, just came from up there on top of the hill where the property line is. As you can see, we're walking downhill, and this is about the lowest spot right here, and then we're going to start going back up again. And that valley that we originally drove in on with the golf cart would probably be this same valley right here if it came all the way through. I mean, which it would. It's just, you know, there's trees and whatnot. But it would end right out through there. And, you know, which would put that bowl just a little bit further to the west of the valley. Okay, here we are back to the top of the hill. Just about back to our gate. You see it turns to the right here, and that's what banks back to the south, and our gate is right up here on the right where the golf cart's waiting for us. Okay, we're back on the golf cart, headed into the property on the main trail road that we come in on with whatever vehicle we happen to drive up for the weekend or the week. So it's plenty wide for, I have a full-size F-250, gets back in here no problem. A couple spots it gets a little bit tight, but you don't do any scraping or anything like that, it's opened up enough. property has a wide range of all different types of trees. It has some soft trees, it has a number of oak trees, it has some maple trees, it has some cherry trees, there's some very mature large pine trees. So a little bit of everything. It's very unique, very unpredictable. Like I say, it's just not flat piece of postage stamp type property. This is I know the first time we came up here with my son and his friend, the very first time we came up here after we bought the property, we pulled a little pop-up trailer at the time up here, and I was setting that up and them two were out on the at that time on the four-wheeler running around the property trying to learn it, and they finally took me out, and I was turned around for probably the first 30-40 minutes, maybe the first couple days. Actually, I was kind of confused where I was on the property, so it just takes a little bit to get used to, because like I say, it's hilly and the roads wind around, and it's just not that flat property. It's very predictable. It's quite unpredictable, and I say you see deer just about anywhere. And now deer season. I think last year was the very first year you could start applying for doe permits in the Lake County area in quite some time, a number of years anyway. And it's probably about time, because I think there's getting to the point now where deer are getting pretty good numbers. So that's that valley on our right that I took you down a little while ago. Say we're headed, this is our road we're coming on to get to our camp. Say we can go off to the right there and go around that that swale, and then onto the neighbor's property, and then back on our property to get to camp if we would like. He doesn't mind that, but we generally turn this way and we go up this hill that we call Stump Hill. And there's a reason we call it Stump Hill, is because there's a lot of stumps on it, so you got to kind of be careful. Although I've been digging them out a little at a time. Right straight down through there would be the you'd run into that swamp. And in front of us is, like I say, what we call Stump Hill. It's pretty good grade. You don't necessarily have to have four-wheel drive, but when things get a little bit wet and you start getting leaves in the fall and the leaves get wet, four-wheel drive is nice. Done a couple stumps out right in this area, that's why it's so bumpy. And here we are, coming up to our campground. This is our camp. Probably the highest property, highest elevation of the property right here, and probably the highest elevation around this area for quite some time.